another day.
Mommy.
Beautiful people. Betois boo, betois boo, betois boo. Today we start a new book. The Book of the Judges. Yes. All right, y'all. Betois boo, betois boo, betois boo, betois boo. Alicia, y'all. All right, y'all. I love the Book of Judges. I really do. The Book of Judges, Kings, Samuel. All right, y'all. It is Thursday, February the 13th, 2020, day 71, a year 2. We're reading Judges 1, 2, and 3. I have to call into a meeting. You're late. Yes, I know, Alicia, y'all. Betois little sister, TT. Hey, girl, hey. Well, it's recorded, Alicia, y'all. Y'all know I pop up here between 7 a.m., 7:15. If I'm coming in, I normally, if I'm coming in after 7:15, I'll normally post coming on at 7:30. Sorry, it is 7:21. So technically, Alicia, y'all, you are correct. I am late. Forgive me, people, so I'm going to stop running my mouth. But I do want to say this, okay? Normally, I don't share this with anybody, except for maybe my sisters and my husband. But because I'm doing these videos, and y'all are actually going to witness this over the coming days, I feel I should tell you, all right? So today, I am beginning a 40-day fast. And not just in the kind of regular fast, but I'm doing water, you know. Mind you, I'm doing it for spiritual reasons, but more so to get my own flesh under control. Because sometimes I just can't say no to a chocolate chip cookie, and that is not good. I've been pretty much plant-based for the last few years, but I want to see my spiritual level increase at another level. So that's why I decided to do it. And I decided to do 41. Shucks. Jesus did 40. Yahusha, whatever, did 40. But Moses did like 3 40-day fasts, right? But he was it 3 or was it 2? I know the first time he went up, and then he had to go back up the second time because he broke the tablet. He was up there another 40 days. You know, so I'm kind of following that pattern. But also, during this time, I want to completely reset my entire body. And doing water fasting, the body gets to rest. Granted, you're spending most of your time resting. Some people can't do it. They can, depending on what kind of job they have. But I've heard all kind of different stories about different people fasting, working construction jobs. I'm like, I would think that would be dangerous, but I don't know. I think they start on their couple days off to get past the first couple days of hunger because the energy, I've done it before, but the energy actually kicks. And I actually didn't do 40. I did it was like 26 days. But I had to stop because I found out I was pregnant with Bella, you know, so I didn't want to go overboard. So, but I chose to do 40 because of that. And also, I want to do a 40-day fast while I'm 40 years old. And seeing now that I'm down to the get down, but I'm almost at my 41st birthday. My birthday is March the 30th. So if I started today, I will be complete a week prior to my birthday. And then I'm going to break it I'm actually going to continue, but I'm going to break it like with juice. And I'm going to probably go like a few more days or so just doing green juices or whatever to kind of refeed my body the right stuff as I'm changing my palate from coming off water from 40 days to fresh green juices and stuff like that, right? So I say that because you're going to see my face changing and getting smaller or whatever. And I don't want y'all to be like, oh my God, is she okay? She losing weight. Is everything okay at home? She getting small. I know some of y'all going to reach out to me and text or whatever, but those that don't and can only watch the video, that's why I say this. So you're going to purposely see my face getting and body getting smaller. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start the reading for the day, beautiful people. And I'll share along the way some of the things, and I'm actually going to journal the whole 40 days of what's happening to my body physically, spiritually. Normally when my fast, my dreams kick into overload. Like the last time I did it, it was last year. I didn't do 40 days. It was like more of like 11 days. But like I couldn't sleep because my dreams were nonstop. Like I literally, let me tell you what I did. One night I woke up, I'm like, Father, please, I cannot sleep. Please stop the dreams. And it stopped for a couple of days. And then it kicked back up. You know, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, Father, sorry. You probably gave me these dreams for a reason. And, you know, they kicked back up. I'm like, I didn't expect that to because I was doing straight water. And the most days that I had fasted water was maybe like 2 or 3 days. But when I go longer than that, because my gift is dreaming, like vivid dreams, they kick into hyper drive, so I'll share some with you or whatever, like I said, as I go through it, so I just wanted to share that with you. So, but with that being said, Judges chapter 1. Now after the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the children of Israel, Yisrael, asked Yahuwah, saying, Who shall go up for us against the Canaanites first to fight against them? And Yahuwah said, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hand. And Judah said unto Simeon his brother, Come with me into my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites, and likewise will I go with thee into thy lot. So Simeon went with him. And Judah went up, and Yahuwah delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hands, and slew them in Bezek 10,000 men. And they found Adonai-Bezek and Bezek, and they fought against him, and they slew the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And Adonai-Bezek fled, and they pursued after him, and caught him, and cut off his thumbs and his great toes. And Adonai-Bezek said, 70 kings, having their thumbs and their great toes cut off, gathered their meat under my table. As I have done, so Yahuwah hath requited me. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and there he died. Now the children of Judah had fought against Jerusalem, and had taken it, and smitten with it the edge of the sword, and set the city on fire. And afterward the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites that dwelt in the mountain in the south and in the valley. And Judah went against the Canaanites that dwelt in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba. And they slew Shishai and Ahiman and Talmi, and from thence he went against the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir was Kirjath Sepher. And Caleb said, He smiteth Kirjath Sepher and taketh it. He that smiteth Kirjath Sepher and taketh it, to him will I give Aksah my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Aksah his daughter to wife. And it came to pass, when she came down to him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, What wilt thou? And she said unto him, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land. Give me also springs of water. And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. And the children of the Kenite, Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lieth in the south of Arad. And they went and dwelt among the people. And Judah went, and Simeon with his brother, and they slew the Canaanites that inhabited Zaphath, and utterly destroyed it. And the name of the city was called Hormah. Also Judah took Gaza with the coast thereof, and Ashkelon with the coast thereof, and Ekron with the coast thereof. And Yahuwah was with Judah, and he drave out the inhabitants of the mountains, but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, because they had chariots of iron. And they gave Hebron unto Caleb, as Moses said, and he expelled thence 3 sons of Anak. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day. And the house of Joseph, they also went up against Bethel, and Yahuwah was with them. And the house of Joseph sent to descry Bethel. Now the name of the city before was Luz. And the spies saw a man come forth out of the city, and they said unto him, Show us, we pray thee, the entrance into this city, and we will show thee mercy. And when he showed them the entrance into the city, they smote the city with the edge of the sword, but they let go the man and all his family. And the man went into the land of the Hittites, and built a city, and called the name thereof Luz, which is the name thereof unto this day. Neither did Massa drive out the inhabitants of Bethel and her towns, nor Tanakh her towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Ibleam and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. And it came to pass, when Israel was strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, and did not utterly drive them out. Neither did Ephraim drive out the Canaanites and dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwelt in Gezer among them. Neither did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, nor the inhabitants of Nahalal, but the Canaanites dwelt among them and became tributaries. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Acco, nor the inhabitants of Zidon. Tiny baby. Girl, quit making all that noise. Betwabu, Trina, Betwabu, Tiffany. That's Bella. I wasn't paying attention to it first, but then it just started bugging me. She playing with the Play-Doh on the plates with the plates and spoons. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Acco, nor the inhabitants of Zidon, nor Alab, nor Agzib, nor Helbah, nor Aphik, nor Rehob, but the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out.
Mommy, burning.
Okay, that shouldn't be burning. Hold on, give me a second. Neither did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Bethshemesh, nor the inhabitants of Bethnah, but dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Bethshemesh and Bethanath became tributaries unto them. What are you? Girl, that Play-Doh not hot.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. And the Amorites forced the children of Dan into the mountain, for they would not suffer them to come down to the valley. But the Amorites would dwell in Mount Heres, in Ajalon, and in Shalabim. Yet the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed, so that they became tributaries up to Akrabim, the rock and upward, from the rock and upward. Judges chapter 2. And the angel of Yahuwah came down from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and brought you into the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land.
Yeah.
Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their gods shall be a snare unto you. And it came to pass, when the angel of Yahuwah spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept, and they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto Yahuwah. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahuwah all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yahuwah that he did for Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahuwah, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath-Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaas. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yahuwah, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. Can we be just a little bit quieter? Just a little bit. Okay. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahuwah, and they served Balaam. And they forsook Yahuwah, the God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yahuwah to anger.
Baby on time.
Okay. And they forsook Yahuwah and served Baal and Ashtaroth. And the anger of Yahuwah was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers and spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of Yahuwah was against them for evil, as Yahuwah had said, and as Yahuwah had sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, Yahuwah raised up judges which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them, and yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a-whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them, and they turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of Yahuwah, but they did not so. And when Yahuwah raised them up judges, then Yahuwah was the judge. And when Yahuwah raised up the judges, then Yahuwah was with the judge, and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repenteth Yahuwah because of the groanings by reason of them that oppress them and vex them. Yeah, she just got up from the table, Tiffany. I know, tiny baby, that little lady of mine. Boy, I tell you. She got up, she got bored, she went to go get some more toys. Let me hear her finish before she come back with something a little bit louder. And the anger of Yahuwah was hot against Israel. He said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice. I will also not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them I may prove Israel whether they will keep the way of Yahuwah to walk therein as their fathers did keep it or not. Therefore Yahuwah left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. Last chapter for the day, Joshua chapter 3. Now these are the nations which Yahuwah left to prove Israel by them. He left enemies in the land to test his people. Think about that today and how that principle still applies to Yahuwah's people, where everybody rebuking the devil, Satan not today. Yah is testing your heart to prove you, to see if you are going to do what he has commanded, and whatever that means in your life, whether it be in your house, on your job, in your relationships with people, positions of leadership, what have you. Yahuwah is proving you. And if we will begin to look at our life in that fashion, we would learn life lessons a lot easier and not be so quick to blame the other people. Because when we have a plan and we're going forth and it seems that people keep coming in our path and destroying the plan or slowing up the plan, or obstacles are being placed there, that tells us that it's an opportunity for growth and our plan is not sound. So when those things begin to happen and we running into all these obstacles in our lives, we should stop and think like, okay, what am I missing? What lesson should I be learning right now? And when we look at it that way, life tends to ease up just a little bit, and we can get the anger. We can learn to get the anger under control if we're real angry inside. Because I used to, although I'm a pretty nice person, I realized there was a raging inferno going on inside of me, and it would come out here and there. And when I saw it, I'm like, what was that? So I just began to pay attention. I'm like, Father, I don't know where this raging inferno, this burning anger came from. I said, but I feel it. I know it's there. I said, this cannot be good. So I would pay attention to it, and I realize what would trigger me and what would set it off. Alicia, yes. So I don't know. Maybe that rage was putting us when we was growing up. For y'all that can't read the comment, watching it on YouTube, my sister just said, yes, same rage. Yeah, so I would pay attention to that. And so things would start happening. It would bring that rage out more and more. And I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I can't win for losing. But it was Yahuwah helping me, giving me an opportunity to deal with that inner rage that was going on and getting down to the root of it. So when I began to see that, I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, so when I run up against things, I realize it's another opportunity for growth for me. And I hope you would change your outlook on life if you already haven't, and think about those things when you run into issues, whether on the job or whatever you're doing in life. Think about it. Okay, what's the lesson in this? What do I need to learn? Because once you conquer that, once you master that lesson, you just go on. You move on to the next thing. And every time that comes, if it comes again, you know what to do. And it won't even stop you up. You know what strategy to use or whatever to do. So learn that lesson, people. Don't stay around in the wilderness circling in the same place, okay? There's a lesson that should be learned, All right. Let me hurry up, y'all. Only the generations of the children of Israel might know. I'm sorry. Let me just start. Now, last chapter, Judges chapter 3. It's the last chapter for today. Now, these are the nations which Yahuwah left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them to war, at the least, such as before knew nothing thereof. Same principle that I taught you, because you had to test them because they didn't know, so they had to be taught, because the ones that didn't see, they didn't know everything that Israel had been taught going through the wilderness and going through all the wars, coming up against all their different enemies. They didn't know. So Yahuwah left some enemies in the land so they could be taught. These are lessons waiting in our life. As every time we go somewhere, there's going to be something there that you don't like. Just know that's your next lesson. Get ready for it, because there ain't no way around it. Some people like to check out. That's not a good thing, because it just gets worse. Go forward, learn a lesson. Most of the time you won't die. It just depends on what type of lesson you need to learn. That's another story for another day. Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sidonians, and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Behor unto the entering in of Hamath. Okay, TT, thanks. I see you soon. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they will hearken unto the commandments of Yahuwah, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and Perizzites, and the Hivites, and Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their gods. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahuwah, and forgot Yahuwah their God, and served Balaam and the groves. Therefore the anger of Yahuwah was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of Chushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia. And the children of Israel served Chushan-Rishathaim 8 years. And when the children of Israel cried out unto Yahuwah, Yahuwah raised up a deliverer unto the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. And the spirit of Yahuwah came upon him, and he judged Israel, and went out to war. And Yahuwah delivered Chushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand. And his hand prevailed against Chushan-Rishathaim. But what a name! And the land had rest 40 years. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done evil in the sight of Yahuwah. We're going to see this whole pattern going through the book of Judges. Yahuwah keep raising up different judges to be their deliverer or their savior, to deliver them out of the hand of whatever hard taskmaster they done ran up against this time, because they was doing what they weren't supposed to be doing, right? They had to learn. They were real hard-headed. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel, and possessed the city of palm trees. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. But when the children of Israel cried unto Yahuwah, Yahuwah raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, a man left-handed. And by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. But Ehud made him a dagger, which had 2 edges, a cubit length, and he did gird it under his raiment upon his right thigh. And he brought the present unto Eglon, king of Moab, and Eglon was a very fat man. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bare the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal, and he said, I have a secret errand to run unto the king, who said, keep silence. And all that is good, and all that stood by him went out from him. And Ehud came unto him, and as he was sitting in a summer parlor which he had for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from Yahuwah unto thee. And he arose up out of his seat. And Ehud put forth his left hand, and took the dagger from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly. And he have also went in after the blade, and the fat closed up upon the blade, so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly, and the dirt came out. And Ehud went forth through the porch, and shut the doors of the parlor upon him, and locked them. And when he was gone out, his servants came, and when he saw that, behold, the doors of the parlor were locked, they said, surely he covered his feet in his summer chamber. And they tarried till they were ashamed, and behold, they opened not the doors of the parlor. Therefore they took a key, and when they opened them, and behold, their Lord was falling down dead on the earth. And Ehud escaped while they tarried, and passed beyond the quarries, and escaped unto Sirah. And it came to pass, when he was come, that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim, and the children of Israel went down with him from the mount, and he was before them. And he said unto them, follow after me, for Yahuwah hath delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. And they went down after him, and took the fords of the Jordan toward Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. And they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty and men of valor, and there escaped not a man. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 80 years. That's another 40 years. And after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, which slew the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad, and he also delivered Israel. And that, our beautiful people, is our reading for today. That was Judges chapter 1, 2, and 3. We're on day 71 of year 2. It is February 13, 2020. All right, y'all. About to reap the blessing. Just for those who came in late that didn't hear me at the beginning. All right, watch out for a second, Josh. Over the next coming days, you are going to see, and I'm only sharing it with you because you're going to see the progression and the change in my face. So I decided to tell you. So I'm like, hey, is this okay? Your face getting skinny? No, I'm doing a 40-day fast. It's a commitment I made to myself that I would do a 40-day fast while I'm still 40 years old. You know, so just to take to reset my body, you know, because body is getting older. Things happen here, but water fasting is one of the best ways to reset the body, to get it operate and heal itself, to do whatever it needs to do. And mind you, most of the time you should be resting and letting the body do what it needs to do. If you got to work, you know, use caution with what you're doing. But I've done a lot of research on water fasting and stuff, but you know, that was just a quick summation. You know, I'm sure my spiritual life is going to heighten to another level as well during this time. But there was a commitment I made to myself to do a 40-day fast before I turned 41 years old. So 40 while I'm 40. So I'm beginning that now because I ain't got that much time before my birthday, March the 30th. So I'm about 50 days out from that. Now, less than 50 days. It's like 40-something days. So I got to quit playing around. All right, y'all. So with that being said, may Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us, and may he give us his peace, his shalom, his salam. Everything that concerns us concerns him. So with that being said, beautiful people, I love you, and I will see you in the morning.